Hello and welcome to this video on file formats. In this video I'll be going through the three main types that are used for image capture, namely the JPEG, the TIFF and RAW. Some of you may not be familiar with the RAW format and how it's created and how it differs from JPEG and TIFF. So hopefully by the end of this video you'll be able to make a better decision as to which file format you prefer to work with. So the scanning process is basically split into two parts. The first bit is when the light bounces off our picture and into the sensor, where it's broken down into its red, green and blue channels. This stage is where we capture the unprocessed or raw image. From here the raw data is then processed. This applies the different settings that we have on our scanner, such as our file format and the colour space that we've decided to use. So once we're happy with everything, we simply press the save button and the scan is then saved to our computer. So as you can see from this flowchart, the raw file basically is a digital image that doesn't contain any of the colour space information. If you've got any sharpening on the scanner setting or any descreening on the scanner, those things will all be omitted. They're only included if you're using the JPEG or TIFF option. So when we scan our original artwork, it's usually for two reasons. The first being that we want to have a good quality master digital file should we sell the original painting. The second is that we've then got the option of having prints made of our work. It could be smaller versions of an original or slightly larger or the same size. So it's really important that we have in that digital file enough data to be able to do the job that we want it to do. So with this picture here, it's got an image size of 28 by 20 centimeters. I've scanned it at 600 dpi or ppi, it will be in Photoshop. This gives us an image resolution or image of 30 megapixels, which is quite a good size. I've kept the color space to RGB and I've done two scans in 24-bit and 48-bit using the TIFF, RAW and JPEG file formats. So if we now look at how much actual information is stored within each file, we can see here at the 24-bit depth, the JPEG is only 3 megabytes compared to the 9 of the TIFF and the RAW files. The reason for this is that JPEG is what they call a lossy file system. It compresses the digital file down. Really popular with some digital photographers, as it means they can put more photographs onto their memory card. If we now increase the bit depth to 48-bit, first thing that you can see here is that it's not suited for JPEG. Although the scanner was set to 48-bit, JPEG doesn't process that and it automatically reverts it back to the 24-bit. This isn't a problem for the TIFF and the RAW. As you can now see, it's now about 18 megabytes for each image. So do we really need all this data in our digital file? Well, the answer is yes, we do. If you've ever scanned an original, you've probably found that the image looks a bit flat and the colours aren't quite right. So we need to spend some time working on it, getting the picture to look a bit more lively, bring a bit more depth to it, as well as doing some colour corrections. So the more data we have to work with, the less chances we have of the picture deteriorating and becoming pixelated or banding occurring if we're doing any sort of like the skies or that sort of thing. Once we're happy with our digital master file, it's also much easier then to resize it or adjust the layouts for printing, as well as reducing that again if we want to use it for our websites or social media. It's much harder or virtually impossible if you want to go in the other direction. You've got a small file and you want to increase it to get a decent size print. So I will be covering setting up file sizes for print, as well as looking at web sizes in subsequent videos. So hope you found this useful and look forward to producing the next video. Thank you very much.